like I want to have this idea of this like science fiction world computer where state and information is synchronized at the speed of light.
When we came to Solana, everyone told us all we're going to see is advances and progress on meme coins. Now we're here, and that's not the case.
𝗏𝗏𝗬𝗏 is live on mainnet.
I mean, it's amazing. There's a lot of builders here. There's amazing stuff being built.
No existing framework of human thought is equal to this moment.
Come on!
Cryptomanran is taking you inside Solana like no one else can. You think Solana is all about memes? Well, that's what we thought until we arrived and saw all the building behind the scenes. Some even say it will soon overtake ETH. Because while the ETH devs are talking about scaling, Solana has moved way beyond that, to the next level, directly to real-world usage and applications. Let's go deep into the Solana ecosystem. This special episode is brought to you by Sonic, the first SVM gaming chain on Solana.
Here we are back in Singapore, this time for Solana BreakPoint 2024. Solana's been the flavor of the month, but everyone says it's all because of memes. We're going to go inside and find out whether what's happening on Solana is all about memes or whether there's a lot more to it. Let's get going.
Wait, hold on. Before we take you inside here, a quick recap. If you've been following our coverage, we just came from Token 2049, where there were 20,000 hardcore retail investors. The very next day, we're here at Solana BreakPoint, and it's the exact opposite. An ecosystem buzzing with the best builders in the business.
Holy moly, look what's going on here. Wow.
We're going deep beyond the protocol and giving our now annual checkup into the top projects, building, developing, launching, and as the founder Anatoly puts it, chewing glass.
What's driving you still? Why are you still here?
Like you kind of have that like demon in you to go do stuff.
That dog.
That dog, you can't sit still.
This is now our fourth breakpoint. We've brought you insights like no other show can from Lisbon, from Amsterdam, and now from the crypto heart of Asia, Singapore, to see Solana from the inside.
By next year, we want to be by far the largest perp DEX in crypto, no questions asked.
We expected to see memes, but it wasn't like that. It's actually everything but memes. It's institutional adoption, RWAs, deepen, gaming, and in fact, contrary to what we were thinking, hardly any memes. These devs were head down building. Now let's head over to Basecamp to see exactly what they built.
I mean, just get a feel for the vibe here, the energy, the people. Things are happening here.
It started off with infrastructure and an announcement that set the stage for the rest of the conference. The team developing 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, launched 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, a precursor to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and it's already doing 1 million transactions per second, as they promised.
This graph of commits versus time shows that since then, we've been continuously doing the work and at an accelerating pace. High-performance computing is all about streamlining data flow over physical networks, and it's networks all the way down. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is live on mainnet.
You see, while the ETH builders are still debating which L2 and how to best scale, once 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 was announced, the scaling problem was solved, mainstream adoption. And that's exactly what we saw. We saw PayPal here in person announcing their increased support for Solana and reminding us why payments just don't work on ETH.
Why PayPal decided to issue a stablecoin and why on Solana is the second part of that?
So when we started to explore blockchain protocols and we look at, we can actually move value here between countries instantly, we can move it at a speed that is 26 times cheaper than ACH, that is 400 times cheaper than checks.
They even started investing in the Solana ecosystem, funding a company called Chaos Labs, specializing in on-chain risk management. The investment funded via PYUSD.
There we go. An additional 4 million in PYUSD to the 60 million Series A, which we previously announced a few weeks ago. Done on Solana. Thank you to PayPal.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Not to be left out on the payment rails, Visa was also here, also embracing the Solana ecosystem.
The future would have electronic value exchange, that money would move across the world instantly at the speed of light. And so I think in many ways, Visa's pioneered wave after wave of digital payments, And I think crypto is just the next wave, and one part of that we're excited to participate in.
After payments, it was real-world assets, and this time was 𝗤𝗏𝗏𝗏, the leader in the sector. They are the BlackRock partner, and they were announcing how they bring real-world assets via security tokens to the Solana chain in partnership with the Wormhole.
Moving forward, we're going to be starting integrating with Solana to support Solana to be able to deploy all the tokenized assets that we have in our platform over the time into the Solana platform.
The institutions are here, and one of the biggest demands is to come to Solana.
Also creating culture is 𝗦𝗔𝗟𝗘, starting with all things NFTs, but now the cross-chain marketplace with way more in the works.
Trade all assets across all chains. On and really pushing out recently, just a couple of months ago, is our mobile app. Very importantly, the 𝗦𝗢𝗡𝗜 token is being administered by the 𝗦𝗢𝗡𝗜 Foundation, but we at 𝗦𝗔𝗟𝗘, we're very proud to adopt this as the central utility token and rewards incentive for our application.
And talking about token utility, 𝗬𝗏𝗂 from Anatoly, here arguing in favor of tokenization. I love the focus on network effects, because that's why we're all here. But first, you need to lead with cutting-edge innovation. Enter 𝗘𝗏𝗍𝗍, decentralized science on Solana.
We're really excited to bring scientific research onto Solana. We create decentralized biotech organizations on-chain in fields like longevity, fertility research, and a lot of biohacking communities.
Speaking of biohacking, the keynote speaker Brian Johnson is here, preaching his Don't Die blueprint and aiming for some crypto crossover.
So what Don't Die is really about is it's this idea that the most important thing happening on planet Earth right now is we're developing AI. And you look out through the world and everyone's got an idea on what to do. Like, no existing framework of human thought is equal to this moment. Not democracy, not capitalism, not socialism, not Christianity, not Islam, not wokeism. And so it's don't die individually, don't kill each other, don't kill the planet, align AI with Don't Die. So what we're doing tangibly, and this is the bridge to how we can work together, is we started a Don't Die app. It's in alpha mode. So I want to build with you guys. There's a way to build a lot of incentives around this. The goal is that 1 billion of us are going to be self-identified with Don't Die by 2027, because we think this moment is special. Thanks, everyone.
This moment is special, and special for Solana with so many narratives being built out. From Brian Johnson and 𝗘𝗏𝗍𝗍, let's shoot over to Basecamp, and you have some revolutionary RWA projects. Kudos is developing its own on-chain wellness tracking ring.
This here is another project that everyone is excited about. Just look at all the hype that's going on here. Hey guys, tell us what's actually going on here. What is this?
Absolutely. Like, we are building the Solana, the smart ring on the Solana, and the Kudos ring gonna help people to track their heart rate, sleep, sports performance, calorie burn, steps, everything.
And how do you use the blockchain? What do you use the blockchain for?
Absolutely. We help users to store the data on the IPFS first, and then we'll help people to encrypt it and put it on the Solana.
And where do I get a ring from? I want one.
Oh, you can get a ring now.
Oh, I love one.
Nearby, you had Jambo, the Solana-based phone specializing in emerging markets. They're selling their phones for less than $100.
And then the Jambo wallet is a multi-chain EVM wallet.
Big cheers to the gamers on Solana. It's massive. Just check out the Gamers Village and you'll see plenty of players playing an array of titles, game after game, including Uncaged, Photo Finish, and of course our sponsor for this episode, Sonic.
So, tell me, what is Sonic?
Sonic is the first gaming SVM on top of Solana. We're at the beginning of the ICM revolution happening right now.
Here's the man, the gaming streamer himself. When you look around here, what's going on?
We got a lot of great games out here. We got a lot of great projects out here.
What's your favorite?
So far, Earth from Another Sun. It's like space-themed shooter RPG.
What about Photo Finish?
Photo Finish, that's pretty cool. And I think that they're going to be going really, really fast. I'm pretty excited about them.
Amazing. Well, listen, buddy, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you as well. Cheers.
How many people actually played this today?
So we had about 25,000 probably total installs of players, and I would say 1,000 to 2,000 are playing like religiously.
You made an announcement on stage yesterday. Tell me what you said yesterday.
Yeah, the big announcement yesterday is we went live on the US App Store. So I think the first Apple approved, real money horse racing game in the world. Come for the meme coins, stay for the horses.
Amazing. Guys, let's carry on.
From infrastructure and gaming to payment, DePIN and RWAs, the Solana ecosystem is exploding on so many levels. And the only thing we didn't see, well, was meme coins.
The third most utilized token across Solana right now. Bonk is gas, literally.
Well, we did see one. We saw Bonk. They had a boxing ring and their push-up challenge, I mean, it simply couldn't be missed. And their traction on chain can't be missed either.
Thank you guys for your trust, and let's bonk.
Walking into BreakPoint, we see Anatoly, the co-founder, heading up to project his vision of what Solana was always meant to do.
All right. Hello, manlets. So today we have an exciting talk for you. We're going to talk about something we've never talked about before, Solana. You've helped build one of the best blockchains in existence, the best blockchain in existence. You're still kind of in the trenches every single day. You've basically already kind of made it, but you're still here kind of every day reply guying like the most obscure accounts on Twitter and dinosaurs and stuff like that. What's driving you still? Why are you still here?
That's a good question. It's a curse, right? Because you're like, you cannot be happy in the moment. And that's probably what I struggle with the most. It's easy to work, easy to look at and like find problems and then go put your energy in fixing them. And it's much harder to, have that presence and be happy. That's I think, the hard part of like the entrepreneurial human existence. But it's rewarding. Like it's awesome to see the founders, the builders, everyone that's pushing the network forward, and like I don't know what else I'd be doing. It's like I want to have this idea of this like science fiction world computer where state and information is synchronized at the speed of light come to fruition, and I want to accelerate that as fast as I can.
Synchronized at the speed of light. You gotta love it. Let's accelerate over to the crypto banter set and get a recap with 𝗏, a true shitposter and actually also a builder on Solana. He's going to give us the 60,000-foot view of what's happening on the chain.
When we came to Solana, everyone told us all we're going to see is advances and progress on meme coins. Now we're here, and that's not the case. 𝗏, tell us what you're seeing on Solana. Is it all about meme coins?
Not at all. I think most of the conversations have actually been around performance and some new institutional adoption and consumer adoption. So I'll give some examples. Firedancer announced that their newest client, Frankendancer, is live on mainnet. And in testing, it was able to achieve 1 million TPS across a global cluster of 100 nodes. This is very different than some of these other chains saying they can do like 50K TPS on one machine, or like 50K TPS on like two machines very close together. This is 100 machines all over the world doing 1 million TPS. And so now the question becomes, what kind of consumer apps can fill that demand, right? And so maybe that leads me to the next thing, which is a lot of institutional adoption. So Franklin Templeton announced that they're putting their mutual funds on Solana. 𝗤𝗏 Generale announced that they're launching the first ever European bank stablecoin on Solana. Securitize, who is the issuer for BlackRock, announced that they're now integrating with Wormhole, and so they'll be moving more stuff on chain on Solana. Citi said they're looking more into Solana, and they will be integrating it in the coming days. PayPal, Visa, VanEck, obviously. All these teams, the narrative was Ethereum is like the institutional chain, and it might still be an institutional chain, but that doesn't mean Solana is sleeping, right? There's a lot of interesting talent coming here. And then perhaps most importantly, deepen, right? So decentralized physical infrastructure networks like Helium, which is mobile networks, or HiveMapper, which is mapping networks. And now there's a new one that's kind of, if you read between the lines during some of these developer shops, there's a new one that's coming out that seems to actually replace or enhance the existing internet to achieve higher speeds.
What do you think are the 2 other or 3 other big things that have come out of here?
So, I mean, other than the performance stuff and the new internet stuff and institutional, I would say the mobile phone is interesting. It's called the Seeker, the second version, which has already sold much more. I think something like 150,000. It's going to be much cheaper. Payments seem to be taking off pretty well. Like PayPal stablecoin volumes are really going up. Coinbase just announced 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Solana for things, so whatever that can be built on chain will be built where it's the easiest to build, and that seems to be Solana.
When we meet again next year, same time, same place, what do you think Solana is gonna look like?
I mean, these are all very, very hard to predict, but I think SocialFi will start becoming more of a thing on Solana because, as you can see, Solana has an extremely strong social layer, but also it has a very big consumer focus. And so now with Firedancer giving it the capacity it needs, you can start to build interesting things, you know, like you can think something like Friendtech or Farcaster, but executed differently.
Does Solana flip ETH and when?
Only thing I care about is this. Can Solana sustainably flip Ethereum in validator revenues or revenues for the chain, such that there's an actually economically sustainable moat to build on the chain? If it does that, then I think probably the price will take care of itself over time. But the fundamentals still have to be there. Like it won't just flip it because people are like saying, you know, making up narratives or something. It needs to be based on us actually putting in the work and out executing.
Put in the work and execute. But as you see, the debate rages on. Debates really set the tone at BreakPoint. A series of head-to-head matchups with big names running the gamut of controversy, including Sol versus ETH.
So on my left, I've got Santiago from SRS, who is going to be the for candidate for is Solana more future-proof than Ethereum? And on my right, in opposition, 𝗏𝗏 from Electric Capital, who is going to be opposing that. So
Ethereum has demonstrated far better than any other chain that it can survive risks and evolve across all three of these dimensions and is therefore the most future-proof. Boom, 30 seconds back to you, Santi.
The purpose of blockchains is very clear. They're asset ledgers. And the killer use case is to transact and exchange financial assets. And I think the best way to do that is in a low latency, single shared state machine, period. Why? Because you reduce arbitrage. And you hear Anatoly say time and time again, that it is NASDAQ on the blockchain.
Next up, it was East versus West, moderated by 𝗏𝗏.
Hello, hello. I think it's pretty rare for like any crypto event that we have like 3 ladies here. So I hope that like we crypto people can be completely meta-sovereign, apolitical. And because I think like after COVID, like there's only one consensus that can be easily generated. It's like we all deserve better government. Okay, thank you everyone.
You know our stance, the East has the users and the volume. Mike Dudas, meanwhile, was covering all things crypto scams and rug pulls.
Why should we not report scams to the SEC?
Damn, this is like Trump debating Kamala. Never debate a lawyer. Wowie. And please, any feds in the audience, can you leave right now? So, crypto scams should not be actively reported to the SEC, obviously, for a number of reasons.
Dudas, I could go on and on. The mooch, on the other hand, was telling Franklin Templeton that maybe Wall Street doesn't actually need blockchain.
Because of the underlying technology, it actually enables new use cases and new opportunities for innovation.
I'm channeling my Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler, 2 people that I absolutely can't stand. So for those of you that are for tokenization, forgive me. I think unfortunately this space, whether it's crypto in general, Solana specifically, or Bitcoin, there is a generation of people that are still in power, specifically in the United States, that don't understand it, and so therefore as a result of not understanding it, they don't like it. And so I would just suggest to people, don't be dismissive of those people. Go out and talk to those people and try to allay their fears by first understanding them.
Like it or not, we're here, we're building, and we're not going anywhere. Let's quiet the debate and go back down the rabbit hole. Starting with the biggest and our favorite protocol at BreakPoint, Drift. Even launching a prediction market for F1, where I was front and center, specifically around Lando Norris. And guess what? He won.
And Lando Norris now wins the Singapore Grand Prix.
Cindy, what are you guys doing so right?
You know, we've continued to focus on products this entire time that we've been live. I mean, we spoke to you guys since 2022, one of the core things is that our product suite has just been growing like crazy since then. We started off as a perpetuals DEX in 2021. We launched the first breakpoint. And since then, we launched this really unique feature called cross-margin, where a trader can deposit any asset as collateral. And that's grown to become its own product. So we have borrow lend, rivaling the top borrow lend markets on Solana. We have spot trading, and most recently we launched prediction markets.
And why are you guys so excited about prediction markets? I mean, we've seen Polymarket and we've seen the success that Polymarket's had. Walk me through the psyche of why prediction markets and what you guys are doing there.
And prediction markets to us open up the world between crypto assets and real world outcomes. Because you're basically tokenizing what happens in reality and bringing it onto blockchain as something that's tradable. So to me, it's almost like meme coins 2.0 because you're creating like new assets for people to trade, new volatility for people to trade, and we don't want to stop at just allowing you to trade like Solana or Bitcoin. It gets boring, right? And when we come into the elections, obviously all eyes are on like whether Trump is going to win or whether Fed's going to cut rates. All of that within Drift can be combined with perpetual positions in crypto assets. So you can like long Bitcoin and short Trump and create a leverage position there together. And that's the magic of the cross-collateral engine at Drift.
So before I came here, people said to me, Solana is all about meme coins.
Yeah.
We walk around here, is that what you feel?
Absolutely not. I think, in contrary, this is the most bullish I felt on Solana, after coming to BreakPoint for 4 years and being here. Because of the extreme large focus on users and product that are not speculative or meme coin related. And obviously we are a speculative platform, but we also focus on financial management, allowing you to stretch your dollar to the max, earn yield. We recently launched Drift Earn, which allows you to park your 𝗬𝗎𝗔 stable coins for up to 15% in collateral.
When we speak again next year, and we're going to be here next year, and I know you will be here next year, what are we going to see?
Yeah, I want us to be the largest perpetuals DEX in crypto by far. So we're announcing something here at BreakPoint that should, make the experience much better. It's going to come out next month, and by next year, we want to be by far the largest perp DEX in crypto. No questions asked.
First of all, well done on everything that you've done, and I wish you guys actually reach your plans.
Yeah.
Cindy, you're amazing.
Thank
you're one
you,
of the
Ren.
best founders we've ever worked with. Full disclosure, guys, we are investors from a long time ago, and one of the best investments we've ever made. Cindy, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Look, that's a lot of praise, but deservedly so. Also deserving praise given their partnership with Securitize is Wormhole. With RWAs coming onto chain, the most important piece of infrastructure is the bridges. And Wormhole are the real deal.
They made a big announcement around real world assets. Tell us about what happened.
Yeah, so when real world assets are coming on chain, but they don't want to be on just one chain. Liquidity and users, we now live in a multi-chain world. So they're on Solana, they're on Ethereum, they're on L2s. So Securitize, which is one of the leading tokenizers in the space.
They work with BlackRock, right?
They work with BlackRock, yep. BlackRock, KKR, Hamilton Lane, all the biggest firms. They're now launching on Solana, and they're going to use Wormhole to go between all different chains.
What makes Wormhole so good?
Yeah, Wormhole, we focus a lot on security. So it's like when you think about bridging or interoperability, it's very much so an infrastructure level thing. So an analogy you could think about is like, if you're building a city, you got to make sure the subways run well, the plumbing, etc. Like, it has to be secure.
Now, when we think about bridges, we often think about honeypots for hackers, right? And there was an incident many years ago where there was a wormhole that a bridger was hacked and Jump bailed it out. What's the risk in terms of hacks and stuff like that? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, look, we've come a long way from things like that. Some would say battle tested. When it comes to hacks and security in Web3, there's no silver bullet answer. If anyone tells you there is, there's not. It's the boring stuff, but the boring stuff now works. So we have what's called defense in depth security. Wormhole now has a number of layers of defense that any sort of a hacker or malactor would need to get through in order to actually get at a vulnerability. Things that weren't in place at the time of the incident you're talking about.
Amazing. And if we meet again a year from now, which we are going to do, we're going to meet again at BreakPoint.
Absolutely.
What are we going to see from Wormhole? What's coming up?
Look, I think you're going to start to see a world where there's a consolidation around winners, right? There's going to be a few interoperability protocols that end up coming out on top, and the reason why is these larger institutions, they don't want to deal with things that have plagued us in the past. Things like liquidity fragmentation, things like hacks, these different things, right? So they're going to rally around the strongest, and we're going to see this essentially more adoption from the BlackRocks of the world, KKRs, Hamilton Lane, and more connectivity and more applications built, not just with Solana, even though we're here, but with all blockchains.
So guys, you heard it here first. A lot of it's going to happen. By the way, when you guys always see me using the tracker to see where the money is flowing on chain, that's the Wormhole data that I'm actually referring to. And now you've just heard from Wormhole how they are integrating into real world assets. All right, let's carry on with our coverage of BreakPoint 2024.
Continuing with the RWA narrative is 𝗏𝗏, the oracle. The speed and pace at which they're building makes them the ideal oracle for RWAs.
How is it that you guys made so much progress so quickly? What have you guys built that has made you guys so good?
We focus on speed because oracles, by number one default, have to have trust. And there is a gap in the market for a really fast oracle. If you think about the world of financial market data, it's worth $7-8 billion, but all of that value is at the time of zero and decays at a function of time. So after about 15 minutes, it's all free. So from the very beginning, 𝗏𝗏 was focused on cutting out all the latency. So this initially meant publishing everything directly on Solana and getting data directly from first-party sources that publish.
Is that where you guys effectively beat Chainlink and all the others?
Yeah, the speed, where speed matters is really where 𝗏𝗏 excels. So there's two primary user groups for oracles. There's lending protocols and then there's on-chain derivatives. Of course, there's other applications as well, but those are the two big cohorts. 𝗏𝗏 has carved out a huge niche. About 65% of the applications that are built for on-chain derivatives trading use 𝗏𝗏 because they require so much of an updated price to be able to offer accurate risk transfer.
And where to from here? So now you guys have got this oracle. How big is the oracle? How many price feeds are you currently doing?
Yeah, so we're currently on 80 different blockchains. There's 500 symbols that get updated at 400 milliseconds. There's 110 institutions who are publishing. So think of the institutions as the large trading firms, your Jane Streets, DRW, Susquehanna, as well as all the crypto exchanges, Binance, etc. Even some TradFi exchanges in the US, Cboe Global Markets, for example.
You cannot connect real-world assets to the blockchain without an oracle, right? What is the link between the real-world asset and the oracle and the blockchain?
The necessity for anything that is going to trade or transact between either multiple blockchains or on-chain and off-chain is that the data needs to be harmonized. About a quarter of them are real-world assets, the price of Apple, Amazon, etc., FX, commodities, and so on.
You made a big announcement this week. Tell us about the announcement, because I think it's quite revolutionary.
It absolutely is. So 𝗏𝗏 price feeds V3 includes Oracle integrity staking. So V1 launched 𝗏𝗏 price feeds on Solana. V2 launched on 𝗏𝗏net, making available to 80 blockchains. V3 means that all the price feeds are actually now protected. Publishers stake to the quality of their price, and if any one of those 500 prices is incorrect, the publishers are slashed.
All right, so look, we're going to be at Solana BreakPoint next year. I'm sure you're going to be here next year. If we meet again next year, what's going to be different between where we're at today and where we're at next year?
I think that we're just going to see continued growth in all of the possibilities on-chain, right? So since last year, derivatives was about 1% of Binance derivatives. On-chain derivatives about 1%. We're at about 8 to 9% today. I think that growth continues and performance gets better. 𝗏𝗏 is at 400 milliseconds. I need that number to go down. We want performance to continue to improve. I want pricing to be as cheap as possible so that everything can move and that dApps can really compete with applications.
When we see you again next year, you're quicker than 400 milliseconds.
That's it, man. That's the goal.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Yep, 400 milliseconds. That's super quick. In other news, you've all heard the hype about L2s, specifically around Ethereum. So when I heard that there was an SVM L2 coming to Solana, I was originally judgmental. But then I sat down with the founder. He's a true crypto OG, and I must tell you, after sitting down with him, I'm sold.
Get this, it's a layer 2 on ETH that works on SVM. Did I get it right, VJ?
That's right.
So tell me a little bit about 𝗏𝗏. What actually is it and why was it created?
Yeah, so 𝗏𝗏 is the first layer 2 on Ethereum that uses the Solana VM for execution. So what that means is it offers the highest throughput or transactions per second by an order of magnitude above what any existing ETH L2 is able to provide.
But it settles on Ethereum effectively.
That's right, it settles onto Ethereum, so you get access to the largest user and asset base in crypto, which is still on Ethereum.
So it's almost like using Solana on Ethereum.
Exactly, yeah, because if you look at the Solana ecosystem, you've had a lot of amazing apps, right? I think these apps are very high throughput apps, like central limit order books or the RFQ systems in DeFi, high throughput consumer apps, as well as DePIN apps, right? So these kind of AI compute sensor networks. So we're extremely bullish on all three of those, and we think there's a lot of value to enabling these types of almost Web 2 scale use cases in Web 3. And what's happened with Ethereum is a lot of the blue chip apps have ended up moving off chain due to the limitations of Ethereum and its L2s. So we think this is a compelling solution that enables these category-leading high-throughput apps to still be on-chain and derive all the benefits of being on-chain.
That's absolutely amazing. Now, have you guys got a live token yet?
No, not yet.
So when do you guys launch?
So 𝗏𝗏𝗏 is currently on developer mainnet, which means that we're open for app developers to deploy to 𝗏𝗏𝗏, app developers and partners. So it's kind of a B2B mainnet. We will transition to a public mainnet at the end of October, and that's when we'll launch quests, point systems, and various other ways for retail users to interact with 𝗏𝗏𝗏.
I mean, you guys are an absolutely serious project, and I mean, I must say, I've never heard of a project that's allowing the amazing Solana talent developers to tap into all the TVL and all the user base of Ethereum. So that's absolutely unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Cool. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks, Ren. Yeah, it's great.
𝗏𝗏𝗏's mainnet end October, coming soon. If you know Solana, you've definitely heard of HiveMapper, the project that's mapping roads using these custom cameras. Here at BreakPoint, we spoke to a HiveMapper competitor. This competitor is called 𝗦𝗡𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Tell us a little bit about what 𝗦𝗡𝗏𝗏𝗏 actually does.
Yeah, so we are actually using smartphones, so what you have in your pocket, to together with drivers to actually map the world, similar to Google Street View, what Google has done. And it's quite scalable, so you just download our app, put it on the dashboard of your car when you're driving around.
What's the difference between you guys and say HiveMapper?
A couple of differences. The main one is that we are smartphone focused, which is far more scalable. So you have it on you don't have to buy any dash cam, right? We don't have logistics problems. You can just download the app and start contributing and earning, right? So it's far more scalable. But also on the product side, we took a little different stance, right? We want to apply to masses, which are non-crypto native users, taxi drivers, Uber drivers, last mile delivery guys. So we try to actually put non-crypto rewards, for example, there. We try to add a ton of utility for them, so they don't just come to the app just for earning, right? We added navigation there, dash cam functionality there. We're adding some really cool ADAS functionality there, like lane assistance and collision warning and things like that.
And anyone can do it?
Anyone can do it. Anyone, anywhere can do it. We do have focus regions, Ran, because we wanted to build our networks locally and be able to monetize it much faster. So you can download and use the app anywhere, but if you want to earn crypto, you need to be in our focus regions. So US, UK, Central Europe is opened up, and East Asia, a couple of.
All right, if people want to get started, and you say it's really as easy as just putting a phone on your dashboard to start earning crypto, where do they go? Where do they get more information?
So they can go to our website, 𝗦𝗡𝗏𝗏�network, and just download the app. So it's going to guide them, App Store, Google Play. We even integrated with the Solana Saga and Chapter 2, which is Seeker. So even if you're a Solana phone user, you can very easily just access our app and start driving.
Guys, Deepen is that easy. You download an app, you put your phone on your dashboard, you drive, you earn cash. 𝗦𝗡𝗏𝗏�network, go and check it out.
Another one of our favorite Deepen projects is 𝗬𝗏. Similar to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, they run distributed GPUs, and they're tackling the AI problem.
You've been flying under the radar, building an amazing Deepen project. For those people that don't know what 𝗬𝗏 is, just tell us what it is.
So 𝗬𝗏 enables idle GPUs to be used for AI inference. Around the world, there are over 300 million GPUs owned by gamers and miners that are underutilized. So they're basically catching dust in their homes. Like if you're done playing the latest games and you're not using your hardware. And this is very valuable hardware for the AI industry because of the growth of AI, that hardware is necessary to run artificial intelligence.
What's the difference between an Akash or a Render and an 𝗬𝗏?
So what 𝗬𝗏 does very well is AI inference. So AI inference is this new technology that has gained a lot of popularity since Llama got released by Meta, this open source LLM. And it's specifically good on running single GPUs. So we don't create anything like clusters of GPUs. We don't create cloud services. We really focus on AI inference because of the big demand right now in the industry. And we're also completely open source and decentralized. I think if you're a Deepen network, that should be at the core of your company, else it doesn't make sense. So that sets us apart, I think, from a few of the other.
How much traction are you getting?
We're growing very quick. We're still, at the moment, in our isolated test grid, which means that we really vouch who comes into the network. But we have 1,000 GPUs right now connected 24/7, and we've run over 800,000 hours of GPU work on our test grid.
And when are you going into mainnet, user mainnet, open mainnet? When does that happen?
So mainnet will be released on the 14th of January. We just announced this. It's like news that just came out.
exclusive to us, first on Band. All right, guys, listen, if you're looking for a under the radar, or a project that has been under the radar but now is coming into the limelight, go and look at 𝗏𝗏. It is one of the most exciting deep-in projects out there.
Thank you.
Cool, brother. Thank you.
Awesome.
Then we took a look around the gamers village, where the gamers were out here in full effect.
Okay, we've done so many interviews here at our booth. I want to take a walk around. I want to show you what's going on at Solana BreakPoint. I've never seen so much intellect per square foot in my life. There's just so many smart people in one place. Now, come on, let's go. Lots going on. People demoing their games. Guys, tell me a little bit about Moonboy Studios.
Moonboy Studios is a Web3 game development company.
And why did you guys choose Solana?
Cheap, fast, great community.
Now, what do you say to people who say that Solana is just a meme coin chain?
You haven't been around long enough.
Exactly, so you can see real good stuff happening over here. So we're gonna go directly to the sponsor of today's show. It's called Sonic. Let's go take a look. Hey, how are you?
Hey, welcome.
How's it going? So tell me, what is Sonic?
Sonic is the first gaming SVM on top of Solana. We're at the beginning of the ICM revolution happening right now.
Why do we need a layer 2 on Solana?
So layer 2, people may think it's not necessary, but we kind of see it as a liquidity injection into Solana because there's not enough gaming support on Solana right now. We have become the gaming hub for games to build on and users to test out all these games, play these games, bring that all-encompassing on top of Sonic, layer 2.
So you're a layer 2 on Solana, specialized in gaming. Yes. Is there a token that's ready to buy it?
That will be happening very soon. Stay tuned in our community, but we're aiming for later this year, November, December.
Okay, what about a node sale or anything?
So that is about to happen tomorrow. Check out our node sale, node.sonic.game. Is happening. I think we can give you guys a 10% discount. You know, we'll see.
Okay, there's a link below, 10% discount if you want it.
There's a link below if you want to take advantage of the discount. But 8 games? That's super impressive.
Oh, wow, okay. Here's another game which I absolutely love. Each monkey is unique. You can own it.
Yeah, the game is FIFA meets Brawl Stars. It's a combination of the best, most monetizing games in the market right now.
I know you're not allowed to tell me. But listen, it's between you and I. No one's going to see this, except maybe them. Meta, Facebook. Tell me a little bit about
I can't say anything about that, really. It's too early for me to comment about that.
Facebook, Meta. You didn't hear from me. You see a lot is going on here. People playing games everywhere. It's nice to meet you guys.
Massive fan. Been following you for years and years and years.
It's so nice to meet you, man. What are you building? What are you doing here?
Earth from Another Sun, an MMORPG looter shooter game. We are building on Solana, backed by Solana Ventures. Been in the developmental pipeline 6 years. 132 alpha updates, so check it out, guys.
Amazing. Much love, brother.
𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 for life.
Much love, brother. Let's carry on.
Next, let's talk about payments. PayPal, Franklin Templeton, Visa, all collaborating with Solana. Then you had 𝗏𝗏 promoting its lightning quick integration with Solana and its USDC stablecoin. Speaking of 𝗏𝗏, we also met an ex-employee from 𝗏𝗏 who's building his own payment system accompanied by a, solid gold credit card. Yeah, you heard right.
You know what this is? This is a solid gold card. I'm not kidding you. It's solid gold. If you want one of these cards, you better listen to what I'm about to tell you. It really is solid gold. All right, Regulin, you're not getting your card back, but you're going to tell me what this card is all about.
So we created this crazy, heaviest solid gold card in the world, right? It costs us more than $10,000 to make.
I believe it. I mean, you can feel that it's like solid gold.
Yeah. So you can sign up to our app. It takes around about 3 minutes to do your KYC, so it's very fast. And then you've got anything from a virtual card, which is free, all the way through to different tiers of cards, and we give different points rewards depending on the tier of card that you have. So we have our normal range. What we released today at BreakPoint was our Solana range. It's the first Solana card, the first card with the Solana symbol on it. And we actually have also another card, which is a lot cheaper, but still very, very cool. It's a black metal card, but it illuminates, the Solana symbol in the middle illuminates when you tap pay, and it lights up.
And how much is one of these gold cards?
One of those gold cards is 250 SOL, which is in current today terms nearly $40,000. But people will go like, what am I going to get for this crazy amount of money? Well, firstly, the card comes with 3 supplementary, not standard gold cards, and the whole package costs us more than $10,000 to make. It's actual real gold. You can melt it. It's worth a lot of money because it's actually real solid gold. But the second thing also is that we're launching a lifestyle service as well. So you get 2 years included our VIP concierge, and we call it a never say never concierge. So you press the button and you can ask them for anything. I need to book a flight, I need to book a car, whatever.
Well, listen, now that you've told me what it's worth, thank you very much. It's an absolutely amazing gift. I'll be sure to use it. I'm going to stress test your concierge service. I promise you that much. Thank you, my friend.
Absolutely, go for it.
Thank you, brother.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Next month is shaping up to be one of the biggest months for Solana. Stay tuned. And stay tuned for all things Solana. This is our 4th Breakpoint, bringing you in-depth coverage, insight, and analysis like no other channel in crypto has ever done. It's been a whirlwind trip to Singapore, but now it's time for us to go home. We'll be back for our 5th Breakpoint next year in Abu Dhabi. Until then, trade well, my friends.